here we are with the Zeacon Rogue deck, and honestly, I mentioned it as we were playing, but Malice Fiend I really like as a 1-drop. I think it's important. I think that the Demon Zeacon deck is obviously going to be able to leverage it more. Granted, you are maybe, I take that back, maybe you are leveraging your A3 more here than in the Demon deck as far as Malice Fiend goes, because you want to save Demon Flame, of course, for Nightshades and Furies. But here, you're turning this into a 7/7, and your opponent probably is not dealing with it early on. Maybe will ignore it for a little bit. So it's entirely possible, as we saw in some of the games, that it sticks around. Deranged Masochist is a weird one. It's a rogue, so it helps, obviously, for Sisyphus. It fits the theme. We're notably not running Den of Thieves, but it's possible that this guy is good enough. He's not great. The Shock Fiend is weird. It's really just to help keep the curve lower so that we're more likely to go 1-drop into 2-drop. Granted, we don't have that many, but there's a lot of things that I think you kind of need for this deck. Not much has changed since when I last ran it. And I mean, you could certainly cut some of the more powerful cards like Nemain or Longship. Well, maybe not Longship Rage. You kind of need it for the extra Raiders. Maybe Meteor Storm. You could change some of these things for more thematic ones like Den of Thieves, but I think, honestly, you're kind of just making the deck weaker. But the Rogue deck is doing okay. I think Demons are probably the better Zeacon aggro, but this is still fairly solid. All right, we're up against Darlock, which, of course, has the easy answer to an early Malice Fiend. So, I don't know if Sisyphus will track rogues that are played when it's in your deck. Or does it have to be in hand? I don't want it right now, that's why the question came up. Move the camera back, thank you. So do they A1 this thing? I think it tracks in deck as well. That would be good. I guess we'll have to find out. Alright, so we played one rogue. So what is he baseline? A 4/4? 5/5? I mean, it'll show the number as long as it isn't bugged. I know it was for a little bit, but I don't know if it is any longer. We ideally do not have to commit any more stuff to the board, but I'm sure we will have to. I don't really want to play a Sickle Stalker here, but I think we're going to. I'm going to do that. They could end up killing this. Like, maybe it would have been better to A3 that, but I really didn't want to waste it on that. That's a problem, though. That's kind of a problem. Your 1-drop is a demon? Yeah, I meant more like we don't have that many options. I guess I didn't really articulate that well. We could have A3'd to push this guy. I don't know if it... I guess it would have been better. I guess it would have been better. It's funny, these didn't show up at all after their release, like, shortly thereafter, but now it feels like everybody's playing them. Well, we'll do that now. The problem is that now we have a bull on the board who is going to end up chewing up our entire board, thanks to this. So we got to push as much... I mean, we're just not going to commit anything, so we're just going to push as much as we can with what we have, which is just the Fiend and the bull. The only way that this doesn't end catastrophically is if the bull hits this right off the bat. And even then, it's still not going to be great. Why would you do that? I don't understand that at all. I mean, granted, it leaves some dudes on the board with 0 attack, but why would they not just go for the A3? I guess they're assuming that I have a way to remove it or I wouldn't have played it. So do we even, like, double bluff our opponent? You got an Eye of the Grey. As long as it's not a meteor storm, we're probably fine. No! So they could have Viking Raider. Of course he hits this. Hits the 1 and 3. Feel like I'm playing Storybook Brawl. Sure. That's an abomination. Now it's a whatever the hell this thing is, a Chained Soul. So you're one of the Marley brothers? I don't care that this might kill it. We're just pushing damage. The worst case scenario here is they play Harvest Souls, or whatever that thing is. They'll clear all this and gain 12, I think. I think it's 3 life per. Or they force Mutiny. Also not good. I mean, oddly enough, we had a bunch of zeros, so these guys didn't do anything. Well, this guy died. That's not great. Yeah, they remove one of the zeros for us. It's a pretty good top deck. Pretty good. We're hoping that this punches the bull. Which it did. And they hit the pumpkin bomb. All right. Cooking with gas. There's still a handful of mean things they can do, but I don't know that they can close the gap. ISIS, huh? I'm not gonna lie. Did not see that one coming. Oh boy. Remember when I said I thought we were in good shape? That may not actually be the case. We might be in trouble. Because this thing's doing a lot of damage. Did the ices come off of that Celestial Palace 85 turns ago? So wait a second. I gotta see how Isis is worded, because we're gonna torment them? Do they just die? I mean, we're at 18, so we might be... Oh, we can just do this. So what I was gonna do is torture them, not torment. Play this, and then get them that way. But we top deck the Meteor Storm. GG. We are up against Sakara, Dr. Traffic. Alright, so we'll get our turn 1. Do we want turn 1 Malice Fiend, or do we want turn 1? We're going to go turn 1 Malice Fiend and hang on to the Mana Orb. So we never saw the Sisyphus to determine whether it does track and deck in the last game, but that's okay. I see Doc is going with the plan of letting the Masochist eliminate itself, which is fair. We are going to buff this guy then. And we'll continue pressuring with this. They do have the A1 play here. You got it. That's an Arcane Overload. So I'm telling you, the Demon Aggro deck, I know we're playing Rogues right now, but Demon Aggro is probably in good shape with the Malice Fiend. Because, I mean, you're going to Demon Flame other stuff, but it just gives you a way to lower the overall average of the curve and do stuff early in the game. You got it. This is a little awkward. Wow. I thought Sisyphus had baseline, like, 4-4. Oh boy, that's not good. Joke's on you, though. Well, not really, because he's gonna A2. Which costs him... Oh, no! Oh, no! What?! Get out of here! Get out of here! Oh boy. I don't know if the second horse was the correct play, but it was clearly the fun play. Yes, I think that much is obvious. It's definitely the funny play. I mean, the part of the problem here is, like, the Meteor Storm was clearly not great, because now Doc can do a bunch of stuff to address these. I was going to say he could just transform some of these, but obviously different things happened. That's an overload. It's not great for us. Oh boy. Ugh. There's a lot of bad things that are about to happen, I think. Like, we're not out of this, but he has too many cards in hand for him to not be able to win this. 6, 10, 12. Wow, we lived. 10. Oh my god. 10, 14. Oh no, we have... Never didn't have it. Never didn't have it. Alright, so we're up against Laura. What do you got for us? Alright, we're on the play. That's the good news. And we do get the opportunity to try out turn 2 Masochist. The odd thing about playing rogues here is I'm not real sure what we want to do blood ability-wise. What? I'll admit I didn't expect to see Illusionist. You surprised me. I mean, we could kill it, but I don't really want to waste the blood on it unless we absolutely have to, which I don't feel that we do. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, chat. This thing's probably better to eliminate. I mean, it is. Okay, we're not going to eliminate it. Well, there's a lot of things that are happening right now. So I think we need to wait. Like, we just pass this turn and don't do anything. The reason being is we could kill this, but we'd have to invest a 3, which means this stays on the board, and I think this is more dangerous. So we're falling behind. We're falling behind, but we'll see if we can try and pull this out. Could just kill this thing. But I think we'd rather... I think we want something on the board rather than just combusting. And if we're going to do that, then that means we have to do this. Which arguably we could have done it sooner, saved ourselves a little bit of damage. The problem is I didn't want to risk that they play another buff or something. You know, like, they had no reason to play a buff on it other than just playing it. In which case we would have drawn the combust, but we didn't know that was going to happen, obviously. This is just like all the mages. And Cover of Fog. That's a thing. So this is awkward because I don't want to play this thing in any of these lanes. It's just going to die. We could play it here. I guess we just play it here. You get blown out by like a Twister or an Arcane Overload. That would be very bad. Probably should have just not played it. So obviously they have a way to off the Malice Fiend. Or are you going to give it speed? It's got speed. I have no idea what we're playing against, but we're just going to clear your board. And so begins the Malice Fiend beats. A tale as old as time. Or something like that. I'm sorry, what? Is our opponent just literally playing every single mage? Like, actually all of them? Coco Malice Fiend, yep. It doesn't quite have the Power Rangers ring to it. Mage Laura, I mean, that's what it is. We've seen... Have they played a non-mage minion? The Griffin doesn't count. That's a mage. Ah, Tribal Circle, okay. Well, I mean, that makes sense. Can't target that thing. Yeah, you called it, Luminar. You called it Tribal Circle. This is... Tribal Circle kind of exemplifies my exact problem with a lot of this stuff. We're just going to remove it before something silly can happen. If we do this... I was about to say, I think we can just kill them, maybe? So that's 11, 19, 23. What were they at? I think they were more than 23, but they were going to die. GG. That'll do it for this time, everyone. So as always, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and Black Lives Matter.